are you? So last session we create the column widget and we tried to group a bunch of other widgets within the column widget so that we could assign the column itself as the one and only widget that the window should manage. So the window will manage its one descendant widget, which is the column, and the column widget will be in charge of managing its children, and its children could be other view groups or parents. And actually this way we can compose a lot of widgets like a hierarchy of a tree, and we could compose and create very fancy and complicated layouts and pages. So we created the column. Let's add and work on another one. We want to create a row. So a row will be like a column, and I want to copy and paste the column. Inside the row, we have the add children, and also the consume mouse event is the same. But in the draw content, this time we want to ignore their X properties and then draw them sequentially, actually in horizontally, not vertically. So instead of this last top, we can say last left. And here we want to change the X and we want to add the width to the last left. Okay, now here let's add a row here. Say we have a row and we add a child to this row. Add child. For this one, we have to create another button. So let's create another button because that's the only widget that we have got. Login button, let's have another one like sign up button. So this one is a button as well. And we are asking for the X and Y property. The X will be ignored, of course, the width and the height. And let's change the background of each of them because all of them have got the same background. So let's make it a 0 and make it also here, like make it D and 0, 4. Okay. Here we first add the column as the first child of the row. So the row will have the column which had two other widgets inside it as its first child, and the second child, which will be drawn and laid out to the right of the first child, will be the sign up button. Then we can pass the row as the widget that the window should manage for us. Now if we run this, what just happened? Add child row. Let me get rid of this second child. Okay, the exit button is alright. The login button is alright as well. But now I see. These two are not being drawn actually from the start of the column. So the column width is not okay. The column width should be, let's go here inside the width, inside the column. So the width of the column will be the max, will be the right of the one of its children, which is the max of the right of the children, we could say like that. So we could say children dot for each, or let's say max of it dot uh, x plus it dot width. This will be the right of the right property of this child, and we could assign it to the uh, width as the width of the column. So now if we add the sign up button to the row again, okay, you can see the second button is being drawn to the right, and the color is, let's change the color of sign up button. Let's make it, for example, 2A's here. Okay, the exit button, the login button, and name it the sign up, and the sign up button. So now we have, as you can see, the row has two childrens. The first children is a column, is itself a column. The second child is a button. It is not a view group. It is a single widget itself. And the row actually has to manage laying out these children, no matter they are a single widget or they are a view widget, a group widget, in a way that actually their name implies. For example, the row imply that I will lay out my children sequentially, horizontally, from left to right, for example, and the column vertically. So you can see that now we are able to compose a bunch of widgets and then pass it. And if we click on them, you can see that the exit button, the login button, the sign up, we have not assigned any click listener, but we can assign one. And you can see, let me assign to the sign up. And you can see when we click on sign up and login and exit, actually the click listeners are working properly. And this framework is managing the pressing callbacks for us. So I think we are in the right direction. We have a bunch of callbacks, a bunch of widgets. We are adding the children to the column and to the row. We are trying to create a bunch of buttons and define their properties. And just by defining them and passing them to the window manages drawing its content as being defined on the screen. And we don't have to manage the paint anymore or other things. So I don't know if you have any experience with other frameworks like Android. What you see in Android is mostly that you create an XML file and you try to define your layout in that XML file. For example, you say, I want a row. Inside that row, I have a column and a widget. And inside that column, I have these other widgets with these properties. We have done the same here. Instead of using XML, we are actually writing and passing the properties programmatically. We can say programmatically, yes. But having some kind of declarative language, because this is called an imperative definition. We are defining, creating imperatively. If we could have some kind of declarative language on top of this, like XML, and then we could have actually some neat definition of our layouts instead of creating them and adding them to each other. Yes, we could have a hierarchical definition of the widget of the page that we want. Okay. Now I think, again, enough for this session. So far we have created 2 group widgets and another single child widget, like a button. we need, of course, other kinds of widgets like text field and label or lists, of course, or other kind of group widgets like stack. But it's enough for now. And also we need to create a kind of a definitive, not definitive, a declarative language for on top of this, for defining the widgets and its properties in a proper way, not like this, mentioning the exit button dot y equals exit button dot width equals. Okay, that's enough for this session. Thank you for watching. Bye.